Hello Stampers, this is Linda Edwards with Crafty Heron Designs, and I am going to bring you a simple card today with stamps, ink, and paper, and then I'm going to show you how to step it up a little bit with some other tools. You know, you really don't need a lot when you're just getting started with card making. You can create some beautiful designs with just stamps, ink, and paper. So for today's card, the card base is Sahara Sand. This is one of our neutral colors. I just love it. It's so pretty. It's cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. For the next layer, we want 2 of these because we're going to do it on the inside and the outside. This is Seaside Spray. It's one of our in colors that's retiring soon. It's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And as I said, we want 2 of these. And this is a good standard base layer for card making. And then we're going to stamp on a basic white layer. And this is 5 inches by 3 3/4. And we will have 2 of these as well because we're going to do some stamping on the inside of the card as well as the outside. So 2 of those. All right, let's get started. So the stamps that we're going to use today is Positive Thoughts. This is one of my favorite stamp sets from the current catalog. I do not know whether it will be continuing in the new catalog. We'll get that, demonstrators get that information on Wednesday. And there will be a retiring list that's going to come out that will let us know what's carrying over into the new catalog, which comes out in May. So I wanted to get some use out of this. I just really love this stamp set. You know, it's got beautiful sentiments and also some beautiful stamps. So I think it's a great one to get started with. So of course, the first thing we will do, sorry about that, folks, is fold and burnish our card base. Get a nice crisp fold. And then we're going to do our stamping. So this card is going to be this way. I'm going to horizontal. So the first stamp we use is Pear Pizzazz. And I'm going to do stamping off. So that technique is you basically get 2 colors, 2 shades from one ink pad. So again, when you're trying to extend, you know, you're just getting started, this is a great way to get 2 different colors. So there, and then I'm going to turn it, and rather than ink it up again, I'm going to just leave it the way it is and stamp again. And as you see, you get two colors with that. The next ink color we're going to use is another in color. This is Rococo Rose. This one will be retiring May 3rd. So Stampin' Up! Has every year it comes out with 5 new colors. And those colors are only good for 2 years. So this is one that is retiring this year. So I'm going to, again, do the 2-step stamping, kind of off to the side, press and hold. And then I'm going to do a second stamp. This one just down a little bit lower. There we go. See, they almost look like 2 totally different colors, don't they? Love it. All right. And then I'm going to use the Sahara Sand, which is the same color as my base, for my sentiment. This sentiment says hugs, prayers, love. I'm going to just kind of nestle that right in there. And I just hold, give it a few minutes, or a few seconds rather, to kind of let the ink absorb into the paper. So you get a nice, good, solid contact. And then we're going to use the butterfly. And this is Seaside Spray. It's the same color as one of the layers that I'm going to do. And I'm going to start, let's see, we're going to put this one. It's going to go a little bit off. That's okay. And again, I'm going to do 2 twice. Once in full strength and once in there. Isn't that pretty? Very simple, lovely sentiment. You could send this, you're thinking of somebody. It could be a sympathy card. A lot of different ways this could certainly be used. It could be a birthday card. All right. And so, forgot to do the inside. Can't forget that, right? So this is my inside layer. And I always like to coordinate the inside layer with the out. So I think I'm going to do my sentiment first. Again, I'm going to use that Sahara sand. And this sentiment says, friends like you mean more every year. Now, when I'm doing a sentiment like this, because it's long and narrow, sometimes, you know, when we put those stickers on, the sentiments aren't straight. So I like to use my grid paper to line it up. And I'm just kind of looking to see how that's going to line up. Of course, if you have the Stamparatus, you can do that. But it looks like it's pretty close, right? This side's a little lower than this. So now when I go to stamp on my page, I know that it's going to be really close. I can kind of, again, using my grid paper, and I might just bring it up just a hair. Perfect. So yeah, use that grid paper. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring that leaf stamp back. And this time I want it to be very light. So I've got my ink on it, and then I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to just stamp on the bottom here like this. There you go. Just the way I like it. All right. Nice and simple. Stamps, ink, and paper. And now we are just going to put it all together. So for this one, I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. I do like to use liquid glue. It's a little more forgiving than the tape runner in my experience. I do keep my liquid glue in these jars. That's actually a yogurt jar. I think it's called Oui. It's a French yogurt that comes in those jars, and so I keep them, and I give them my team members or whoever orders some glue from me, some liquid glue. I always give them one of those jars. I encourage them to keep their ink or their glue, in that jar. And you know, if I get that, if it's out of alignment a little bit, I've got a little bit of wiggle room there, and I can correct it. And because I'm keeping this really simple, I am not going to use dimensionals, just stamps, ink, and paper. This would be an easy one if you needed to do multiples. You could easily do that. I'll bring over my card base. And when I do that, kind of think about what I'm doing when you're on camera. I kind of use my baby fingers kind of to hold it up a little bit, and then, line it up and then put it down. Isn't that pretty? Just very simple, isn't it? And yet very elegant. So same thing here. I'm going to put the inside layer together and then attach it to my card base. See how the glue didn't take any time at all to get started because it was upside down. You don't get any air in the tip of the glue, so that it really works pretty consistently every time. And I'm going to turn that over. This is a quick and easy tip for you, a quick and easy card. It doesn't have to be long and involved. Sometimes the hardest part is just deciding what to do, right? Pick out a couple of colors, pick out a favorite stamp set, and then just let your imagination run with it. There we go. Nice, simple, easy. And if you want to step it up, depending on kind of what you're doing, let's get some rhinestones. Let's see, what do I have? I have the gold, or the silver, or the pearl, maybe. I think let's do these are the champagne basic rhinestones. Let's take these. And I like to use my take your pick tool. I like this end of it. It's got that little sticky part. Kind of push that. Look at how easy that is, right? It just kind of sets right there. And then like that, pushes right off. Oh yeah, I like that. What do you think? Whoops, that one was up. Oh, I guess that's right. For some reason, it looked like it was upside down to me. Oh, something's not right with that. It is upside down. Can you believe that? All right, here we go. That's better. I don't know. Yeah, as I said last time, right? Knowing when to stop is always the hardest part. But I like to have odd numbers. So now that I have 4, I have to find a spot for a 5th one. I don't know. Oh, man. I don't know. I think there. Yes, there we go. Okay, so a little bit of bling. You know, every girl needs a little bit of bling in her life, right? And I also have another one that I want to show you if you want to step it up even a little bit more. Same basic card, right? But with this one, I don't know if you can see that, I embossed the basic white layer with the Meadow Moments embossing folder. Isn't that fun? It's actually just half of a folder, half small folder. So it has most of the impression on the left side, but that's got these little bitty dots on the right side, and I just think it's really pretty. And then I added a little bit of linen thread and then popped up that layer on dimensionals. So, take it up a little bit of a notch, but they're both beautiful. And you can see you don't need a lot of materials, a lot of colors to create some really beautiful creations. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. Nice, quick, and easy card. I hope that you are inspired to create something yourself. Until next week, I'm going to try and bring these to you every Monday. We'll see how long that lasts. But until next week, bye. Happy stamping, friends.